The 7th and penultimate stage of Giro d'Italia Women for 2024 would take the riders over 120 kilometres with a total of 3,730 metres of elevation on what is likely to be one of the most demanding stages in the history of the event. The blockhouse climb looming large in the minds of the riders throughout the week. Hot temperatures, as there have been throughout the week for all the riders, as they faced into the prospect of 2 tough climbs and plenty of other shorter climbs along the way. Elisa Longo Borghini controlling an advantage of just 3 seconds over her nearest rival Lotte Kopecky in general classification. The early attacks coming from the top girls Faso Bortolo squad, Iris Montecolo going clear in the early stages, then Claire Steels from the Movistar squad taking the intermediate sprint. The early salvos just heralding the battles to come. Clara Emmond, the leader of the Queen of the Mountains classification, unfortunately one of many riders abandoning on a day of heat, humidity and arduous climbing conditions. And the first of 2 ascents of the Passo Lasciano, claiming many riders, as Justine Gecchiera seeing an opportunity to move into the lead of the Queen of the Mountains classification with the departure of Clara Emmond, taking top points on Passo Lasciano. Great performance after the rider had crashed on the previous stage. AG Insurance Sudal in fine fettle, but as they raced towards the final mountain and on the descent, it was a chase group trying to get back up with the main group of favourites, including Elisa Longo Borghini and most of the riders from the top 10, with the exception of Kim Lecourt, distanced in the early climbing. Brodie Chapman and then Gaia Raelini setting the tempo onto the final 17-kilometre climb of the blockhouse for the Lidl Trek squad and the overall race leader Elisa Longo Borghini. Raelini setting a relentless tempo that cost Juliette Labousse, the French national champion and last year's podium finisher, her place in the group. For a while she managed to make her way back in before the attack started from the Canyon SRAM squad, with Niamh Bradbury riding well and into the final 10 kilometres. Bradbury launching clear, her second attack proving effective as Elisa Longo Borghini led the pursuit behind. Lotte Kopecky starting the day second overall, staying right on the wheel of Longo Borghini as Niamh Bradbury opened up an advantage of north of half a minute and then further extended that as the riders behind stalled a little, and Elisa Longo Borghini frustrated by that fact. Paulina Royackers doing a great job for the Phoenix de Koenig squad, but Lotte Kopecky straight onto the tail of Elisa Longo Borghini, the SD Works rider in the Maglia Rossa and the Lidl Trek squad rider in the Maglia Rossa. Up front, Niamh Bradbury heading towards glory into the final 5 kilometres. Still the attacks came from Elisa Longo Borghini, and still Lotte Kopecky equal to everything that was thrown at her. Longo Borghini desperate to try and increase her advantage of 3 seconds approaching the final day of the race. And still Paulina Royackers reacted to everything that was thrown at her and she rode her way back on. But up front, Niamh Bradbury, the 22-year-old from Melbourne in Australia, from the Canyon SRAM squad, racing to glory. First Grand Tour success, her second World Tour success, and more to come from her as she raced up and onto the podium and into the lead of the white jersey classification. The battle for second and third and the bonus seconds absolutely critical. Lotte Kopecky taking second, and vital bonus seconds, meaning she moves to within a second of the race lead. Bradbury was celebrating after her glory. Bradbury 44 seconds clear of Kopecky and Longo Borghini. Longo Borghini remains in the Maglia Rossa through to the final day of racing now with just a single second advantage. Bradbury up to third. Kopecky is all but secure in the victory of the points competition. And now the new leader of the Queen of the Mountains, Justine Gecchiera, with a narrow advantage over Lotte Kopecky, and Niamh Bradbury, the new leader of the young rider standings.